Welcome to a special presentation from the Latino.BlackMedia group. You are about to listen to an experiment in storytelling. We fed the archives, scripts, and research from our Did You Know docuseries into Google's Notebook LM. What follows is an AI-generated conversation analyzing our work, finding the patterns, themes, and history you might have missed. It's unscripted by humans, but deeply grounded in our heritage. Welcome to the Deep Dive.
For 8 seasons, she just walked into our living rooms and, well, she offered a masterclass in elegance.
Oh, absolutely. And that sharp legal wit.
That wit, and just enough of that perfectly placed, no-nonsense stare to, keep everyone in line.
Right.
As Claire Huxtable, she didn't just play a working mother. I mean, she fundamentally redefined what that image even was on primetime TV.
She became a cultural touchstone. I think it's fair to say she was America's mother.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The one and only Phylicia Rashad. But here's the thing. If your knowledge of her career starts and stops with that iconic role, the sources we looked at are telling us you were missing so much.
The vast majority of it, really.
So our mission today is a deep dive into the material that captures her identity under this theme of grace and power. We're moving way beyond the sitcom camera.
Yeah.
We're uncovering the full scope of her career. A relentless force on the stage, a really celebrated and insightful director, and a deeply dedicated educator. We're looking for the patterns.
And that integrity, that's really the engine driving this entire deep dive. The sources paint this picture of a career built not on, chasing fame, but on a rock-solid foundation of craft.
Of discipline.
Discipline, exactly. It's easy to just focus on the TV success, but to understand her artistic commitment, you have to start at the beginning. The roots in Houston and the choices her family made.
Okay, let's unpack that foundation because it is so crucial. She was born Phylicia Ayers, June 19, 1948 in Houston, Texas.
Right.
And her environment wasn't just artistic, it was demanding. I mean, everyone knows her sister, the legendary Debbie Allen.
Of course.
But the real gravitational pull in that house, it seems, came from their mother, Vivian Ayers Allen.
Vivian Ayers Allen. She was a poet, a respected cultural figure, and a Pulitzer Prize-nominated artist.
A Pulitzer nominee.
So this isn't just a supportive parent,
Yeah.
This is an intellectual, creative force who set a very, very high bar for excellence.
So that environment instilled a work ethic and an understanding that art is serious business.
It's not just entertainment.
Right. But here is where we hit that critical aha moment from the sources. The moment that really shaped her entire global perspective.
Yeah.
The family made an almost impossible choice in the 1950s. They relocated.
They moved to Mexico City for a time during her childhood.
And why?
They were deliberately escaping the brutal constraints of segregation in the American South. This wasn't a vacation.
No.
It was a strategic move by a mother who was determined to give her children this completely unrestricted view of the world.
That decision must have had just a massive impact. I mean, it's one thing to talk about segregation intellectually,
Right.
but to physically remove your children from it.
Yeah.
What was the lasting result?
The result was profound. I'd say twofold. One, both Phylicia and Debbie became fluent in Spanish, which is a great skill in itself.
Sure.
But the more essential piece was the artistic exposure. They weren't just seeing segregated American art anymore. They were immersed in a diverse international world of Mexican muralism, architecture, theater.
So her perspective becomes universal, not just regional. She learns how to communicate this emotional truth that goes beyond American cultural boundaries.
Exactly. And at the same time, she's avoiding the artistic limitations that segregation was imposing on her peers back home. That global outlook gave her the tools to interpret these huge universal themes later on.
And speaking of grounding her talent, she didn't just rely on her mother's influence.
No, she sought academic rigor. She graduated magna cum laude from Howard University.
With a Bachelor of Fine Arts. So this whole trajectory, the international exposure, the artistic immersion, the disciplined academic training, it creates this complete profile of an artist dedicated to craft, not celebrity. Which brings us to her first love.
The theater.
The theater. While television made her a household name, the sources insist that to really understand her power, you have to look at her stage work.
And this dedication, it all culminates in this monumental moment in 2004. And we have to be specific here, because it's a statistic that honestly shocks a lot of people.
It really does. She won the Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play for her portrayal of Lena Younger in A Raisin in the Sun.
A powerful performance.
Incredibly powerful. And the shocking part,
she became the first Black woman in history to win the Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play.
the very first.
The very first. Decades after that play premiered. I mean, it's a profound historical fact that just underscores how slow progress was on the Great White Way.
It is a truly staggering reality. When you think about the sheer number of brilliant Black actresses who worked on that stage for, half a century before her, what did the sources say was the specific impact of her win?
The sources call it an industry-shifting event. It validated a level of talent that had often been overlooked or under-recognized in leading dramatic roles.
It provided tangible proof.
Tangible proof, right. A major award that broke that narrative barrier and, as the sources note, it paved the way for other Black actresses to be taken seriously as dramatic leads.
So it wasn't just a personal achievement.
Not at all. It was an acknowledgement of the full range of Black female dramatic talent.
And she didn't just stop there. The Tony wasn't an endpoint. Her credits after that are a masterclass in range. She took that regal presence and emotional truth to roles in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Into the Woods.
And her commitment to August Wilson's work.
Yes, especially August Wilson.
That is critical. Wilson is arguably the greatest American playwright of the 20th century. His work is incredibly dense, it's poetic.
It requires a mastery of language.
A mastery of the rhythm and the musicality of the Black American vernacular. And her willingness to dive into those deep, challenging waters again and again just proves that her definition of success is purely artistic merit.
That dedication to high-level, complex work leads us perfectly into the next phase of her career, which is so often overlooked. Her transition to director and fundamentally as an educator.
Right. She wasn't content to just occupy the stage anymore. She started shaping the entire landscape.
Her directorial career is highly respected, and the sources really highlight it as this logical extension of her intellectual approach to acting. She's directed plays at prestigious theaters, and again, that connection to August Wilson just deepens here.
She's directed monumental works like Gem of the Ocean, Fences.
Marley Rainey's Black Bottom.
To direct Wilson is to take on the responsibility of preserving a national treasure, and her approach has been consistently lauded. Critics praise her work for its depth and its insightful interpretation. She excavates the text.
It's the ultimate validation of her academic background, right? She's using her degree from Howard, her international perspective, everything she learned as an actor,
to create this three-dimensional experience. And this synthesis of knowledge leads to this beautiful full-circle moment when she returns to academia in 2021.
Yes, back to her alma mater, Howard University.
And this wasn't some ceremonial position. She took on the pivotal and demanding role of Dean of the Chadwick A. Boseman College of Fine Arts.
Think about that responsibility.
It's immense. She's not just teaching a class, she is administering an entire institution, guiding curriculum, and nurturing the next generation of artists at a world-class HBCU.
That commitment, it goes so far beyond her own personal fame. It is an investment in the future.
It absolutely is.
She is leveraging everything she learned, from avoiding segregation in Mexico to shattering ceilings on Broadway, to instill that same level of excellence in young creators.
It just confirms that central theme. She's a true matriarch of the arts. She's Dean Emerita now, but her tenure just solidifies her legacy as a guardian of Black artistic excellence.
She's showing them that the disciplined pursuit of craft is the pathway to real power.
Not just quick celebrity.
Exactly. So we've covered the stage and the school, but for you, the listener, to fully appreciate the full, magnificent arc of her talent, you really do need to go beyond the reruns of The Cosby Show.
Mm-hmm. The sources provided an essential modern watch list that really demonstrates her incredible longevity.
Let's start with her Tony journey. If you want to witness that historic performance, you need to find the 2008 TV movie of A Raisin in the Sun.
It's the filmed version of her stage performance, and it was so powerful it earned her an Emmy nomination.
And what's remarkable is seeing how she translates a performance designed for Broadway
for that sweeping grandeur
to the intimate focus of the screen.
Yeah.
Her nonverbal communication, the sheer weight of her character's decisions, it all come through perfectly in a close-up.
Absolutely.
Okay, moving into modern blockbusters, look at the Creed movie series. She brings such necessary gravitas and heart to the role of Marianne Creed,
Adonis Creed's adoptive mother. In a film series that's all about this visceral boxing action, her presence is the emotional anchor.
It ties the new generation back to the legacy of the past.
It's a great example of star power elevating a franchise. The sources note she brings this old Hollywood dignity to that environment, making sure the family drama feels as high stakes as the boxing match.
And she commands respect without ever having to raise her voice.
Right.
And finally, to showcase her range, check out the Netflix musical, Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Journey.
A delightful movie.
It is. She plays the grandmother who narrates the story. It allows her to show a softer, warmer side. It just proves she can move seamlessly from directing a dark August Wilson tragedy to narrating a whimsical holiday musical.
So if we synthesize everything, the dean, the director, the Tony winner, the mother figure, her entire career demonstrates the power of excellence married to intentional commitment.
Yeah, the sources are completely unified on that.
She approaches every single role, whether it's artistic or educational, with the same disciplined integrity. This is not a story of accidental fame. This is a meticulously built artistic life.
She is truly a queen of stage and screen.
Yeah?
She didn't just achieve success, she fundamentally reshaped the image of Black life on television. She shattered one of the highest ceilings on Broadway.
And committed to mentoring an entire generation of artists at Howard.
It's a career built not on fleeting fame or viral moments, but on intentional, discipline, and diverse brilliance.
And that intentionality, that commitment, it brings us back to the question of choice. She reached the absolute pinnacle of commercial success with The Cosby Show. Yet, as she moved into her later career, she made the conscious decision to prioritize the challenging foundational work of directing August Wilson and leading a prestigious arts college. So we're left with a powerful question for you to consider.
Okay.
Was this dedication to the grueling, less commercially glamorous work of theater and education the ultimate expression of her artistic commitment? Or was it a necessary counter-movement against an industry that failed to fully appreciate the depth and grace of her power? What does her choice to serve the craft over chasing the spotlight tell us about true artistic longevity?
Thanks for diving deep with us. To explore the full archives of the Did You Know docuseries, head over to Latino.Black. This is where heritage meets the algorithm. I'm Santiago, signing off.